Hey, hello, hey. Tonight I thought that I would do a little holiday ramble since I love to ramble. I think you like to listen to it, and the holidays are here. I know that holidays can bring up all kinds of emotions any year. Everyone has a different experience, has different memories brought on by holidays. So I just want to acknowledge that. And, this year is a whole new bag of noodles. So thanks for coming here to spend time with me and talk about holiday traditions and get a little cozy. It is quite cold here today for once. I wanted to show you before we get started, and then we'll ramble without these. My mom has been into this bead work where she just applies these little beads to plastic images like this Christmas tree. And she made a little ornament out of it. I think it's cute. She made a whole bunch of them, and I got to pick out which ones I wanted. So I picked out this one, and then I also picked out this one, which are these little bells, silver and red bells with, what do you call this part of the bell? I don't know. The clapper of the bell, because that's what hits the side to make the sound. I don't know. But I picked these out. They look like this. I should wear them as earrings. What do you think? My aunt, my dad's sister, actually would wear earrings like this. She loves kooky stuff. So, just wanted to share these with you, and I thought that scratching them, they made kind of a nice sound. So anyway, I grew up in a cold place, colder than it has been here ever. Currently in a rather warm place, but I say this because a lot of my holiday memories are related or center around a fire or sweaters and sledding and things like that. So I grew up on the Northeast, and then that's where I was born, and then I grew up in the Midwest, so I'm used to the cold. And I was very lucky to have a fireplace in my house growing up. When I was younger, especially out east, then also at the first house we had in the Midwest, we had a real fireplace where, we'd have to get cords of logs and bring them in, and, you start the fire by building a fire, put logs on top of each other and all that. And maybe throw in some newspaper, like a starter pine cone, but you build the fire and you light it with the gas. And then I actually quite liked this chore. After the fire's done, you have to shovel out the ash and take it out so that it doesn't smother the next fire. And I really liked that chore. And in the winter, especially around the holidays, when we had family come to visit and we were all often in the living room getting cozy at night, we would have more fires, so there would be more ash to shovel and take out. I lived in a place where it was cold enough that when you walk outside on a really cold day, the inside of your nose freezes. You feel your nose hairs in your nose, and the sides freeze with snow. So it's very cold. But I loved looking at the sun through icicles hanging up the gutters and like crunching through the snow, which if it snowed and then it got a little warm and then it got cold again, it would have this like crunchy layer on top, almost like creme brulee. You know, they hit it with a spoon. Creme brulee, creme brulee, creme brulee, creme brulee. And I loved that, going out with my dogs, who now my parents have a lot of the recent dogs they've had have been like little small things that don't do so well in the cold. But when I was younger, we had labs, and so my labs, we had a chocolate lab and a black lab. Chocolate lab was named Coco, and the black lab was named Pepper. Very amazing names, I know. So unique, so radical. They were such good dogs, and they would, you know, run through the snow with me and play in the snow. They'd be so happy when it snowed, and they'd like roll around in it. And yeah, I just remember like crunching through the snow with my boots, and I really liked when it had that top like crispy layer, that crispy top layer of snow to like smash my little boots through. My family doesn't really practice anything per se. I was technically raised Catholic, but never practiced, never got confirmed or anything like that. Still, I say this to give context to our Christmas tree. We'd always get a Christmas tree. My dad would always get one that was a little taller than my mom had hoped for. And my dad would always get a real one, even though they're more trouble. You have to water them, and over time the needles fall, and they fall on the skirt, and you have to kind of sweep them up, and it's like this whole to-do about the Christmas tree. But always a little taller than my mom wanted. And my favorite part, and then I'll get back to the decoration, but my favorite thing about a Christmas tree is before people have put lots of presents underneath it, like when there are no presents, or when there's still a good amount of room. Often at night, it's probably dangerous now that I think of it, because it was firmly rooted in its stand, but still, whatever. I would lie on my back underneath the tree with my head close to the trunk and look up through the branches to the ceiling, kind of through the tree. Of course, I couldn't really see the ceiling because of all the branches, but you see the little lights twinkling in layers, kind of like, if they're colored lights, it kind of is like a funfetti effect. And you see all the lights and ornaments layered going up, and it just looks positively magical. I love that. I would lie on my back looking up through the tree like that for like half an hour at a time, especially if there was music playing. My family has like the Christmas playlist that they always listen to. It's like a thing, this particular playlist, which I said I would get back to decorations, and I will, but I'm trying to think of my favorite Christmas songs. I really like, it's not quite Christmas, but I really like River, I think it's called, by Joni Mitchell. And also Happy Christmas. Oh, I like the Carpenters, that one Carpenters song. Maybe it's not the two of them, it's just the woman, Karen Carpenter. I forget what it's called though. I love that song. And I love River by Joni Mitchell. And there's another one I'm forgetting. Oh, I love David Bowie's Little Drummer Boy with Bing Crosby, I think. And trying to think of what else. A little Mariah that Carrie never hurt anyone. So, that would do. So, yeah, decorating. All the ornaments belong to everyone in my family, but there are some that are just for certain people to put up. It's kind of this unspoken thing. So when we decorate the tree, my parents get all the ornaments out. And if they can hold off to decorate later when we're home, they will. Lately it's been like, maybe if we're coming home very close to Christmas, they'll decorate most of the tree and then they'll leave a few choice ornaments for us to put up so we feel like we were a part of it when we arrive. And there are certain ornaments that kind of like belong to certain people. And they're very weird ornaments and kind of kitschy, and I don't even know where half of them came from. Like my parents just got them, God knows where. Like, for example, there's this little plastic elf sitting in a walnut shell as a sled. And there's another one with a little chipmunk sitting with a box of Cheerios and a fishing rod. And on the fishing line, there's a cherry and a Cheerio. And we have a pickle ornament. I forget what that tradition's called, but if there's a pickle ornament, you put it somewhere in the tree, and the first person to spot it gets some kind of prize or gift or bragging rights or something. My sister really likes manatees, so the manatee is hers. The elf in the walnut shell goes to my mom. I have a picture of me. I made this little wreath out of crumpled green bits of paper one year in kindergarten. I didn't come up with the idea. It was like the class craft. And there's this picture of me in the center, and it was made into an ornament with like a little ribbon to hang it up. And the picture of me is so me. It's just, I look so over it. I do not like getting my picture taken all that much, but I'm not camera shy. I'm more just like, it's just me as a little tyke, in kindergarten, staring dead at the camera, not happy, not sad. Anyway, it's a very good ornament, so of course I put that one up, and my sister has one too of her little face in a star, which I don't even think is a Christmas ornament. I think it's just like something left over from her school days, but she needed it to balance it out. You know how that is, like, if one sibling has one thing, then the other sibling does it too. Not as a copycat thing, just, there should be one ornament with my face on it and one ornament with her face on it. That just makes sense. I'm trying to think of what other ornaments there are. I have like weird, like Barbie ornament. I don't know why we have that. We should really go through our ornaments. Anyway, decorate the tree. And my dad is very particular about how he strings the lights because he has this method. And if you don't do it this way, then there's like spots and patches, and some parts are more full than the others, and all of that. So like we just leave that to him. Let him do what he wants, And yes, we do that. And then generally what we'll do is like almost always over the holidays, there's some big thing of cider going or mulled wine, or my mom has gotten really into making Irish coffees, which is a relatively recent development. My sister was in San Francisco from something, and they went to that place, what's it called? The Buena Vista something. And they make this really intense Irish coffee there. And with like hand whipped whipped cream. It's delicious. It just is. I didn't have it there. They did together when they were on a trip together to check something out. And my mom got the recipe, and now she makes it around Christmas for us with the hand whipped whipped cream. She has like this special glass, and she knows all the tricks about how you have to, I think, pour hot water in the glass before you pour the coffee so that it stays hot, and then it also has an effect on the whipped cream being able to float and not getting absorbed right away or like sinking to the bottom. I have to ask her. I'm clearly not sure. I'm clearly never the one making anything. This is true. I don't make drinks or anything. My mom is always the one making drinks. My dad is always the one like decorating and stuff. And then my sister's always the one at the helm of, for example, at the helm of Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. It's my sister who finds all the recipes. Now we have set recipes, but she called her own little list, little grouping of recipes, and I'm just her sous chef. And I take orders from her, but I don't mind because that's more fun for me anyway, to not have like all the pressure of getting dinner right and stuff, you know, and like timing all the different dishes and stuff like that. We do turkey, and we do a stuffing. The stuffing always changes. We're always trying a new stuffing. But then we do a sweet potato, kind of mashed sweet potato with these caramelized pecans on top. A really good salad. Some kind of mashed potato dish that has breadcrumbs on top, and there's some sour cream at play in it that's just delicious. And then we make, oh my god, my mouth is watering. I want to eat this food so bad right now. And then we always do Brussels sprouts with, I forget how she prepares them now. It's some fancy schmancy Brussels sprout kind of thing, and that's delicious too. We hand do the cranberries now too, like distilling that syrup and stuff for the cranberry sauce on the stove. Although when I was a kid, I really liked the jellied cranberries. I did. What else do we do? Christmas morning, we make a Swedish tea ring, which is like, it's just a soft baked good kind of that you braid loosely and put into a ring. And I believe it has some cinnamon in it. You could also put like cardamom or, oh my god, I'm getting so hungry. I don't know what else, but I think mostly cinnamon. We don't tend to do cardamom, and you get like chunks of, it's like a coarser grain sugar to sprinkle on top. It's delicious. We have that Christmas morning. And even though we're adults now, my sister is still always the one who gets up first in the morning and comes into all our rooms and is like, it's Christmas, because she loves to give gifts, and I think she gets really excited at the prospect of everyone opening the gifts she got them. That's very exciting for her. But when we open gifts, it's my dad who is like Santa Claus. He doesn't dress up or anything, but he's Santa Claus, and he, picks out gifts from under the tree and hands them to the person, and we all watch the person open the gift. So it's not like a free-for-all. It's more like you're handed one of your gifts and you open it and everyone's watching you, and then like the next gift goes to like one of the other people, and my dad tries to mix it up so it's not too many gifts to one person at one time, kind of spread it out. And I like doing it that way just because you feel more appreciative. It's not this mad rush to open it, and you just get to kind of sit with each gift because there's time in between your gifts where you watch other people open theirs, and you just get to like enjoy how thoughtful everyone was about everyone else. I really like that. And then the last thing I'll say is that we almost no, what am I saying? Almost always. We always, always, always have a puzzle going. One table is always taken up by a jigsaw puzzle. It has to be at least 1,000 pieces. It's usually pretty tough. And we usually get through 2, sometimes 3, over the course of our stay. And that's very fun. We take it very seriously. I'm very good at it in a general way, and my sister is very good in every way, but especially good, she has a special talent, which is that she can put together gradients like no one's business. So if there's a large swath of sky, just like this expansive sky, or this expanse of snow, or something like that nobody wants to touch because it's all one color and it's so scary and so difficult to do, she'll gladly take that on. That's like the thing she most loves to do. So she's a very good jigsaw solver to have around, because she not only does the part that no one else wants to do and actively avoids, but she actively chooses it and enjoys it in some sick way. And then we also play cards. We play cribbage and pinochle, and sometimes hearts, although my sister doesn't like that one as much because she doesn't think it's fair, because you can get stuck with the queen, and because people can shoot the moon, and that like trips her up. But we play cards almost every night. And that is what we do for the holidays. No matter how you spend the holidays, I hope you feel comforted and loved and safe. And, just do what you can, as we all will be doing, to feel those things, even given limitations. The holiday spirit, you can't really stop that. That's everywhere, and that's free. So, excuse my little cheese talk at the end, but I hope you are doing super well. And if you're not, that's okay too. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And I will see you